Hey folks, retired old soldier 1987 here. Last we talked, we were discussing it was time to move on, and I transferred into the Alpha Company 256th Combat Support Hospital out of Blacklick, Ohio. Um, it was clinical. I knew I was going to be working with medical soldiers. The medical soldiers they're different than your basic everyday soldier. They're different than your combat armed soldiers. They're different than other service and support soldiers. So you have to have the right mindset to be able to lead them and lead them well. So I got myself in that right mindset. My first couple drills in, we had a change of responsibility at the battalion level. Our sergeant major, command sergeant major, and commander, battalion commander were leaving at the same time, which is kind of odd. It doesn't happen like that very often, but it did. So we went through the change of command. I was introduced to my soldiers. I was the senior operating room specialist, so I was the NCOIC non-commissioned officer in charge of the operating room and the CMS, which was the instrument room section. And we were one of two companies that made up the hospital, the battalion, for this. And our job was to train and maintain our readiness and be able to take off and be mobilized at the drop of a hat, whether as an individual or as a unit. So that's what I did. I got in there and I got a hold of my soldiers and did my initial counseling on them, let them know what my expectations were, which hopefully wasn't much different than the previous NCOIC, but I never really touched base with them because they didn't have a lot of leadership at that point. They were a very officer driven unit at that particular point. So I came in there and I did what I needed to and worked with the officers in the section, the commissioned officers in the section, to get the section ready. At that point in time, like I said, I was in charge of the operating room. They were also short on squad leaders, so they also made me a squad leader, and my squad included mostly my soldiers from the operating room, but also included some soldiers from the pharmacy. So I had a mixed bag of things, and because I was a sergeant first class and because I was experienced, I had a couple extra jobs, as it were. And I did the same within the section. I divvied out the jobs so that I didn't have to do all the work. I had other soldiers there do it out, and that's kind of how the job started, how that unit started with me there. So again, Alpha Company 256th Combat Support Hospital out of Blacklick, Ohio. Hey folks, if you like the content I'm putting out, if you like what you're seeing, hit that like button, subscribe, drop some comments down below. Let me know what kind of situations you were in. Have you been in similar situations? And what were the results? How did you handle it? And until my next video, have a good one.